guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. BeCozi is the home of hand knitting. BeCozi was born in January 2016 and BeCozi YouTube channel was born in May 2016. On BeCozi YouTube channel, I'm showing how to hand knit with super chunky merino wool and other super chunky yarns. And BeCozi YouTube channel is the only channel where we post new video tutorials 2-3 times a month. So I would like to ask you to subscribe to our channel if you didn't do it yet. Click the right button on the bottom of this video, subscribe, and also visit BeCozi.net and sign up for our newsletter. This way you will join our giveaway. We have a giveaway every month on 15th of every month, and you can win one of our products. It could be a blanket, some wool with needles, a cat bed, or a scarf, or one of those wonderful products. So today I would like to show you how to make this beautiful blanket. It's super chunky merino wool. It's a simple ribbon pattern. And this blanket will be in size 60 by 40. I was showing you before how to make a blanket in size 40 by 60. This will be done in a different direction, and I will show you how it looks on the bed in a minute. And then after that, I will show you how to make this beautiful blanket. This is a new color in our color stock, and it's light green. It's really beautiful color. I love it. So if you're interested, visit BeCozi.net and buy some for your next project. Let's do it. Okay guys, let's get started. We will be using 6 pounds. So guys, this is how this blanket will look like on a queen size bed. This is 60 inches wide and 40 inches long. So you can see that it looks a little bit different than all our other blankets, but it looks really beautiful in a footage area of a queen size bed. Okay guys, let's get started. We will be using 6 pounds of this beautiful light green color, and we will start with a slip knot as usually. This is the tail, this is working yarn. So make a loop, insert your hand, grab working yarn and pull it out. Now you can make it bigger or smaller by moving the yarn like that inside the slipping knot. This is your first stitch, and now we will be making a chain of 24 stitches because our blanket will be 60 inches long. So to make a chain, insert your hand inside, grab working yarn and pull it out. You have 2 stitches now. Make sure that all stitches are the same size, about 3 inches each, and keep making a chain like that until you have 24 stitches. You see that I'm making them all about 3 inches wide or 3 inches long. And this is the chain, and we will need a chain like that with 24 stitches. So here's our chain. It's 24 stitches. It's pretty long chain, and because it's so long, I will be showing you how to start with the part of it. So this is 24th stitch. When you start knitting your first row from the chain, you're basically turning it up. This way you will know that this is your first stitch. Now, in order to knit the first row, you will be using all these knots in between of the stitch. So the first knot will be just beside your first stitch over here. You lift it a little bit, insert your 2 fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. And this way you have the first stitch after this one. And you can see knots more obvious now. So before you start knitting with this knot, you lift it a little bit, then insert your hand or couple of fingers, 2 fingers inside, grab working yarn and pull it out. See this next knot, lift it, insert 2 fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. And this way you see that knots are coming out a little bit. The next one, you can see them easier. And you keep doing this way for all 24 stitches. 24 stitches will give us the length of the blanket of 60 inches. Because remember, we're making a blanket 60 by 40 today, not 40 by 60, but 60 by 40. So this is how we're making our first row. And the reason why we are using these knots, not the top or the bottom of the stitch, because we want this beautiful chain on the bottom of the blanket. So we will keep doing it this way for 24 stitches. And then when we have the first row of all 24 knitted like that, I will come back and show you how to make our first row of ribbon. Okay, we're almost to the end of our first row. Make sure when you're knitting, all your stitches are about the same size. They should be about 3 inches long. This is a mistake that majority of new to hand knitting people are making. Stitches will become smaller and smaller. I was the same when I was just starting to hand knit, and you need to make sure that every stitch is 3 inches. You don't need to make a measurement every time. Just make a measurement with your hand. Like with my hand, I can see that this finger is about this size of that I need, and that's how I know that I'm doing right. So we are almost to the end of the first row, and now we have 24 stitches, and this is our first row. It's pretty long, it's 60 inches. Now we will start the pattern. When we're knitting from the left to the right, we keep the working yarn that direction where we are knitting. So you put the yarn on the back, and now we will be knitting 1 knit, 1 purl. So to knit, you insert your hand, grab working yarn and pull it out. This is your first stitch. For purling, the working yarn goes in front of the knitting, not on the back, and you basically taking it with your right hand, because we're going from the left to the right, and pushing it through. This is your purl stitch. Working yarn goes on the back again. You insert your hand inside the stitch, grab working yarn, pull it out. This is your knit stitch. So this way we will be alternating all stitches. So this is the purl stitch now. Working yarn goes on the up front, and you are pushing it inside and helping with the left hand take it out. Move the working yarn on the back, grab, insert your left hand, grab working yarn with it and pull it out. This is the knitting stitch. Next one is purling. Watch again. Working yarn on the front, and you're pushing it through and grabbing it and taking it out or pulling out with your left hand. One more time. Knitting stitch, working yarn goes on the back, insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out, and then immediately move your working yarn up front, and then left hand waiting on the back of the stitch. You're pushing working yarn through, and with the left hand pulling it out. So this is how we will be making our ribbon pattern. 1 knit, 1 purl. And again, one more time, I will show it slowly. Working yarn on the back for knitting. Insert your left hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. Working yarn goes on front, hand on the back, push yarn through and pull it out with your left hand. We will be doing this way every stitch, every other stitch, one knitting, one purling, for 24 stitches, because that's how long our row is. Then when we are done with this row, I will show you how to make the second row. It might be confusing first. Take your time and watch your stitches. Stitches will show you what stitch you need to knit, because knitting stitches, it's like a chain, you can see it, and purling stitches will have this bump. So you need to look and see that one row is row this way is chain, another one is bump, chain, bump, chain, bump. This way you know that you are doing right and you didn't skip any stitches. So in my previous videos, I was showing you that I'm skipping the first stitch, and this is the last stitch, and it's supposed to be purled here. But when you are doing a ribbon pattern, you are not skipping first stitch, neither on the left nor on the right. So you are, when we're starting our next stitch, you can see that the wool is kind of up front. So what I will do, I will twist it a little bit that it would go on the back like that. And now we will make another purl stitch, because we will be just following our pattern: purl, knit, just this time from the right to the left. So insert wool inside the stitch and pull it out. This is your purl stitch. You can see that now you have two bumps because you have two rows of the pattern. Next stitch will be knitting. See this chain? Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. Next one is purling again. Your left hand on the back waiting, and you're pushing the wool inside and you are taking it out. And it's up to you which hand you will use, left or right. You can use both. There's no strict rules if you need to use left or right, especially if you use your left hand more than right. So now we just alternating stitches. Again, the same as we were doing in our first row. Just don't forget to make sure that you are following the pattern. Chain, it's all knitting, and bumps, it's all purling. So you are knitting purl stitches on the top of purl stitch and knitting stitch on the top of knitting. So basically we will be following this pattern until we will have 40 inches. Every row will be the same. You are knitting knitting stitches on the top of knitted, and you're purling on the top of purled ones. So when you are done with all 6 pounds of your wool, then you will be casting off. And before you cast off, you will need to actually leave about 3 yards of the wool for casting off. So see, you already see this beautiful pattern ribbon, and I will keep working on this and show you in the middle of the knitting how it will look like. Again, one more time, I want to show that when you're starting the row in this pattern, unlike any others, you are not skipping the first stitch, you are knitting it. So this is our first stitch, you're knitting it the same way. So you see that this stitch needs to be knitted. Insert your hand, grab working yarn and pull it out. And in order this not to see this knot, you just basically push it inside and then your stitches will look like chain. See the difference? If you just leave it like that, or you push it inside, then it will be this way. And again, look at your pattern. This is you see that these are knots, then it means that it should be purled. And if you see the chain, it means that it needs to be knitted. Okay guys, so this is our blanket. It's all done. I had 16 rows. You can have one or one more or one less, depending how big your stitches are. You can see that all my stitches about 3 inch, and this is our beautiful ribbon pattern blanket. And now it's time to cast off. So to cast off, we will start from that row that has a working yarn, and for us it's a left side. So the working yarn goes on the back. You're grabbing 2 stitches together, inserting working yarn, and pull it out. This way you have 1 stitch, add another one to your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out, pull it through 2. You had 1 left, add another stitch, you have 2, grab working yarn with your left hand, pull it out, and knit 2 together, you have 1 again. Add another stitch, and then knit them together. And keep doing this way until you are done with all 24 stitches. So 1 stitch on your hand, add another one, and then working yarn going through both of them, and this way you are casting off. Let's do this casting off through all stitches, and then I will show you how to end the last stitch. So we are almost all the way to the end of our casting off process. When you're casting off, don't forget to cast off all your stitches, don't miss. So when you are done and you have last stitch left, so 1 is on your hand, the last stitch goes together with this, and then you're knitting it, and you have just 1 loop left. And then it should be the end of your working yarn, or if you have more wool, then it's more, then you're cutting it. I will not be cutting it, I will be using this wool more. So what you're doing, you're cutting and inserted this end inside the last stitch. You're pulling it out, and that's how your blanket will look like without this working yarn tail, like this. And then you are hiding or weaving in this end between last row stitches, like that, and on the back between the last stitch. So this way it's nice and beautiful, all done. So it's 6 pounds, blanket 60 by 40, and I showed you already how beautiful it looks on the bed. You can buy this wool. It's a new color in our store, light green. We also have a new color, dark green, available, also really beautiful. It's available at BeCozi.net and on our Etsy store, BeCozi.etsy.com. Stay warm and be cozy.